I feel as though I feel as though I can't really talk to anyone no more. I can't even have conversations. I can't discuss anything with anybody. And not because I'm embarrassed or I feel like I have nothing to say. It's just most of the time what everyone says is just what everybody else says. It's the same thing over and over again. The same talking points. There's nothing really new coming from their mouths. Everything that comes from their mouths is the new trending topic that's being discussed right now. And anything in the news cycle, just pointless things that doesn't benefit our lives at all. In fact, all it does is really make things worse. That's really all there is to it. I feel as though that even wasting my breath is pointless because nobody's on the same wavelength as I am when it comes to being aware and having my eyes open to what's going on around me. Everybody's just worried about insignificant stuff that was placed there so that way we can just focus on insignificant topics so we won't have to think of the bigger questions of everything. And it's disappointing because I don't even have friends for this. I can't even have friends for this exact reason. I barely can even talk to anybody without them mentioning things like careers or, what are you doing? Why are you weird? Why do you have why are you alone? Why are you by yourself? Where's your job at? What careers did you go to school? What did you pursue? And my answer is going to be not a damn thing, man, because that's just a waste of time. I don't want to do that stuff. What makes you think I want to talk about those things? When you know how I am and you see my videos and what my topics are, what makes you think I want to sit there and talk about those exact things? No, I have nothing for you. Everybody just can't really understand what I'm putting down. They think I'm just I'm crazy or out of my mind for it. Why aren't you following the script? Why aren't you talking the same dialogue like NPCs? Why aren't you like us? Well, because there's really no such thing as like us. It's choice. And choice as in when you're really out of it and you can see the bigger picture. Then you make the decision to walk away or you just continue to blend in. And I chose to kind of walk away. Everything that I thought was important ended up being just basic for no reason. It was inevitable regardless. Jobs, school, those things were just in place. You don't get to choose any of those things. They're already set up for you by the system itself. Because everybody's expected to get a job. It don't matter what job you get, a job is a job. There's no higher position for it unless you're making money from it. There's no status. What's the status behind any of these things that you want me to talk about? It's really nothing. It's just pointless. It's a waste of time and space. I don't want to talk about these things because I don't like society. And I don't like what it has to offer, So I pretty much just stay to myself. And I'm just quiet most of the time. I really don't have nothing to say because there's nothing to say, really. When I try to put them on my same understanding, they dismiss it and make it seem like I'm being pessimistic. I'm not being pessimistic. That's just what it is. That's just out here in the world. That's just how our world is, man. As human beings controlling other human beings, just for some very idealized purpose, which is to, fit in, be comfortable with each other, accept the tribulations that we placed, and I can't really do that, not anymore. The many things people want to have conversations about are just the same things that's already been talked about multitude of times. Sometimes the words are switched around. Sometimes it's not as like different sentences, but it all equates to the same purpose. Conformity. Conformity is the main purpose. It's comfortable. It's accepting. It's easy to do. Of course, it's easy to do when you have no choice. Of course. Why wouldn't it be easy? It's not hard. Just talk about what's already always been said. The same things. Everybody just love repeating themselves like a record player in like reverse, or a record player on loop. Just the same thing. What is there to even say to anybody? I have no idea, man. I can't even bring myself to think about it without getting pissed off. Because it feels like you're alone and you're the only one. And everybody else is just everybody else. Everybody's just a copy of each other. We all look different. We all have quote unquote different personalities, different identities, but we all have the same. They all have the same hive mind behavior. They all behave exactly like how they're supposed to behave, how they were told to behave. That was programmed and drilled into their heads. Their little tiny heads. We don't want to change anything. We just want to keep it the same. We talk about the only things that we get mad at, people get mad at, are just things that don't even matter like that. It's so insignificant and tiny. Social issues, race, ideologies, politics. Like, these are nothing, bro. Romance, women, men, and women. What is the point of that, bro? There's nothing there, dude. It's the same things. History just keeps repeating itself. It's crazy to even think about that, because everybody thinks because of technology and social media that things became so different. No, things didn't become so different. The same things just became surreal, more obvious. Just in a different coat of paint. That's all that really happened. It's nothing more than that. What about the government? We don't ever talk about the government or how, nothing like that. We don't ever address the actual problems, the things that really don't make sense. We only talk about things that will just settle some little tiny ass personal grievance for people's egos. People worry about the wrong things, dude. Consumerist culture really got people on the hook. Their bait. They got the bait. They reeling them in all the time, bro, for the millionth time. For the 1,000th time, man. I can't even say nothing to anybody, bro. I don't even want to be around people like that. It's not negative, because I know they put that on you. Oh, it's negative. You're negative. Be more positive. I am being positive. I'm being positive towards myself. That's the positivity. That's really it. Just myself. Nobody talks about the bigger picture. Not at all. Nobody does. So it's pointless to even try to convince anyone. Just gotta convince yourself. And I come to realize that the more I realize it, the more it gets more dystopian. The only person you can really save is yourself. Nobody actually wants to focus on the actual issues where we feel like we're being used and controlled and worked to the bone, worked to death. Constantly going in a loop over and over again. Nobody wants to talk about that. They want to talk about pointless social media trends, or the Met Gala, or celebrities and what they're doing. Why does that even exist, dude? Why does celebrity culture even exist? Why is that talking point exist out of everything? Why is that more important than anything else? You got dudes on YouTube pretending like they care, like they're the moral high ground. Like they're Obi-Wan and the celebrities are Anakin. Why do they care so much about that? What do you do? They chose their position. Don't go after them. Don't go on them. Don't start talking bad about them. They chose what they chose, man. It's nothing to do with you. So why are you engaged in it unless you're obsessed with celebrities and celebrity culture? I don't get it. I used to hate celebrities too. I used to have the bias too that everybody, the talking point that everybody was supposed to agree with. You're supposed to follow suit. Oh, celebrities are trash. Celebrities are this. Celebrities are that. They're just like us, man. They're people. They're people just like us. They chose a different path, a higher position, and you chose to worship them. You got them into that position. So why are you criticizing them? I guess that means that since you blindly followed them into that position, now you got some type of control over their lives, dude. It's just sickening the things I see on YouTube and all these apps about different celebrities and things like the evolution of their ages from when they started their careers to now. It's like, who cares about that stuff, bro? Who really cares, man? Why do you care so much about us? Like, he's just a person like us. They're not characters in a TV show. They're not characters in a movie. That's why I don't hate celebrities, because that's the consensus, dude. That's supposed to be some type of, it's just weird. America's weird, dude. America started a lot of weirdness. They started a lot of things, bro. We started a lot of weird shit. Just straight up. It's just weirdo. I can't even understand it. I can't even wrap my head around it, man. Why do people care so much? Why do celebrities even exist? What type of alternate world is that? What is the point of that? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. They're just people like us. If you didn't put all that spotlight and attention on them, they're just nobodies. And they still are nobodies, because none of that even matters. That's all gift wrapping to reveal the ugly sweater underneath. There's nothing there. There's nothing but pristine and status that y'all pushed up. Y'all elevated them to that level. Y'all treat them like they're anything of but normal. Like, it's weird, bro. It's just a weird culture. Stands of celebrity. It's like, oh my God. Why can't we worship the art? Why can't we appreciate the art of it, of what they're doing, instead of the person? Who gives a damn? This is why you don't ever hear me talk about philosophers on these videos. I could have been pulled the philosopher's bag and pulled out a bunch of random people, but at the end of the day, that's just their evaluations. And we may have similar things that we agree with and have similar thinking, but at the end of the day, that's just a person. I don't have to look up to them, and it doesn't even matter anyway, because ironically, the philosophers are placed there by the same people that control us, are placed in that high position of status as a philosopher, that the same people who force us to do things that against our will, without choice. There's no freedom. There's no freedom at all. Nobody wants to talk about the idea that America's supposed to be home of the free, land of the free, home of the brave, but there's no freedom. What freedom is there? Exactly. There's none. The freedom, I guess, to walk around and have opinions, but I don't know. Does that really mean much? Does that really amount to much? I can't tell you. I can't talk to people no more. I barely can talk to nobody anymore, bro. I don't even want to have a conversation. Not even small talk, man. Just I don't know. What is there to say, man? I don't care. I don't care. So I guess for this, like a tragic Grimm Brothers Grimm fairy tale, I'm just gonna be by myself most of the time. I don't just blindly walk into anything anymore. I kind of just see something and I choose whether to do it now. I don't do it because it's programmed into me. Nothing's programmed anymore. Nothing. I choose everything I do. I choose what to start. I don't talk about how's the weather, or I don't know what other typical, I don't